It will be loud tonight here inside this ballpark. The Puerto Rican fans in huge numbers once again for this first round matchup in Pool D. Israel's only played one game so far, and they're undefeated 1-0. Puerto Rico 1-1. Puerto Rico the home team, and so they take the field here as we get ready to go. The second game of the day in Miami. Starting lineup for Israel, Jock Peterson, who is the biggest hitting star, most established player on this team. He moves into the leadoff spot. He's had great success in his career as a leadoff hitter. He's playing center field for Israel in this tournament. Zach Geloff, good prospect for the A's. Mervis Valencia, Alex Dickerson, Lavarnway with his experience at catcher. Spencer Horwitz had a huge at bat against Nicaragua. Kelly and Mendlinger round out the lineup for Israel against the right-handed pitcher for Puerto Rico. We saw him just a moment ago on the mound and starting to warm up, Jose De Leon.
Well, we got to talk about starting early and often for Puerto Rico, but the same thing goes for Team Israel. They want to start early and often, and it starts with Jock Peterson. Got to be careful with Jose De Leon. Low fastball, changeup, cutter, slider. Likes to throw that changeup in 1-1 counts. A guy who likes to ride the fastball as well later in counts. This is a guy who has all commands of all his 4 pitches. I look forward to watching Jose De Leon. And let's take a look at those pitches through StatCats in the arsenal. We talk about that sinker and that good changeup that we talked about that he has. He can throw it whenever he wants. I know 1-1 counts are the counts he likes to throw them in. But he's got that slider as well, which he demands. He throws a little sweeper off of it and a little bit more of a cutter-like style of a slider. But this is a guy that has all the feels when it comes on that mound. A little bit like Berrios, guy who kind of came up as a middle infielder, it felt like, and he's just playing catch with Maldonado. I look forward to watching him start tonight.
Martin Maldonado caught the first game for Puerto Rico. Did not catch in last night's loss against Venezuela. Back behind home plate tonight, and here we go. First pitch of the game, rides inside to Jock Peterson, who takes ball 1. They give Jock the platoon advantage. He's one of the better sluggers in the world. Big power numbers last year, and he hits a rocket into the shift, which is still available in this World Baseball Classic. And Jock Peterson is going, why don't we play with the 2023 MLB rules? That's pretty good at bat.
That's what we call a linea. An absolute liner right up by us.
So the overall defense for Puerto Rico, Rosario, Hernandez, and Velasquez getting the start out in right field. Rivera, Lindor, Baez, Neftali Soto, Maldonado, the great defensive force behind the plate. Catching for De Leon. Zach Geloff, that fastball rides inside, ball 1.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of really good catchers in this tournament. I think Maldonado, not one of the better catchers in our game. The way he just controls the whole game, the way he calls pitches, the way he receives, the way he blocks, just has a really knack for the game. He's, you know, we talk about the Puerto Rican history of catchers. He's going to eventually be at that list as well as one of the top guys in the history of catching for Puerto Rico.
Defense only, he's definitely already there. Geloff out in front against the breaking ball. So it's 1-2, and I think Maldonado will be important tonight because, as you said, De Leon, not to say he's not capable, but his game is not overpowering. So mixing and matching, choosing the right spots, good game plan, very important for him.
Maldonado does a really good job of feeling his way through the order, especially the first time through. Okay. You know, he'll go with a game plan, but then after that, he'll start adjusting with swings. He'll start adjusting off the scoreboard. You see him pitching to the style of whatever's happening, whatever feel he has with De Leon and the hitter at the time.
Yadier Molina, the manager for Puerto Rico, and Maldonado just on defense, game calling. He's in that realm with Yadi. Breaking ball got him, so Geloff strikes out swinging. 2 down.
That's a really good slider right there. We talk about the different shapes he throws them in. This is a little bit more that little cement mixer, but just enough to kind of get him off a little early at times. But he likes to throw that sweeper. He likes to throw that little cutter off of it, and then that 2-seamer or 4-seamers up in the zone.
So 2 quick outs, and now Cubs slugging prospect Matt Mervis stands in, goes after the first pitch and fouls that one out of play. Took Israel a while to get their offense going yesterday in their first game. They were down late and had to rally against one of the better relievers in this tournament, Jonathan Loaizaga. But they pulled it off. Mervis hit that one hard to center field. A lot of room out there. Kike Hernandez for out number 3. That's a 9-pitch inning for De Leon. So Israel retired. Puerto Rico coming up when we come back. Bottom of the first, Puerto Rico will come up here in their 3rd game of this World Baseball Classic. Francisco Lindor, superstar shortstop, leads off. Kike Hernandez, MJ Melendez, the DH in this game. Rivera, Baez, Eddie Rosario has been swinging the bat well. Nelson Velasquez starts a game for the first time. Young player from the Cubs organization. Soto and Maldonado, the catcher, batting 9th. Facing the lefty for Israel. He's a prospect for the Houston Astros, Colton Gordon.
Yeah, the 6'4" out of St. Petersburg, went to college here in Florida, at Central Florida. It's a guy who relies heavily on soft contact. Fastball's about 91, 93 with that slider changeup. His fastball, though, since he's 6'4", he's got that long extension. You know, we're going to see 91 to 92, but don't be surprised. These hitters are going to see that pitch and feel that it's a little bit harder. It's got that sneaky, it's got that bite, it's got life.
Lindor batting right-handed against Gordon. Takes ball 1.
Always felt like Lindor from the right side earlier and often. He was kind of looking to be a hitter, right? Try to go the other way, see some pitches, but if he kind of times you up, he'll go to work and he'll pull some baseballs.
Pulled that one, big hop right to 3rd. Fielded there by Geloff. Throws out Lindor. So 1 away. The full defense for Israel. Horwitz, Peterson, and Alex Dickerson in the outfield. Medlinger, I said Geloff. Medlinger's at 3rd. Geloff's over at 2nd. Geloff, as a prospect, is a 3rd baseman. In this tournament, he's mostly playing 2nd. Kelly at short. Mervis at 1st. Ryan Lavarnway, the veteran catcher, one of the true leaders of this team behind the plate.
Earlier talking and seeing what was happening with Lindor and the communication factor, how important it is for these Puerto Rican hitters to have communication at all times. A lot of these guys haven't seen Cohen pitch, so communication is going to be a factor, especially the first couple of innings. Our guys are trying to get as much as they can to go up there and battle against them.
Kike Hernandez to center field. Who's going to take it? Dickerson and Jock Peterson, and finally Jock comes in and catches it. Who wants it?
Well, you gotta love him. He's probably telling him, you know, it took a bad hop up there.
Yeah, big jet stream blew through.
Gotta love it.
Ball 1 outside to MJ Melendez. You highlighted him right off the top. He's been swinging the bat very well the first 2 games. Young player for the Kansas City Royals, got a lot of power.
Outside. Now they're expecting a lot out of him in Kansas City. This is a guy who worked tremendously with his lower half this offseason. You know, at times he kind of spins out of the baseball. Kind of looks like a leadoff when he's making contact, but really wanted to work on his leg kick, really wanted to stay put, especially his backside, kind of anchoring his backside as much as possible, gives him the ability to be flatter and have a lot more path to the baseball.
He's ahead 3-0, and he takes ball 4. Some close pitches there, but called balls. Ron Culpa is our home plate umpire. He's one of those umpires who likes to bark it out, so sometimes we don't even have to tell you. He'll tell you.
Oh, Ron will tell you. I've had a nice share of beautiful conversations with him.
Lucero and Chris Guccione and Tim Meyer, the other 3 umpires out on the bases.
He's been great. He's a pro of all pros.
That's where these games have a mix of big league umpires and umpires from around the world. Ball 1 to Emmanuel Rivera. Overall, I think the umpiring's been excellent. We've hardly had any reviews.
No, they've been outstanding. They've made adjustments. They've gathered together, made the right calls.
First base runner of the game, And now Rivera swings through the fastball. And maybe that's an example of what you were talking about. The radar gun might not tell the full story about the effectiveness of Colton Gordon's fastball.
Yeah, he's got good carry. See why Rivera is in the lineup hitting fourth. It's a guy who had a 120 plus OPS during the 2022 season against left-handers. He feels good against left-handers. Got to be careful with this 1-1.
Hit hard, base hit into left field. Melendez stops at second. Rivera, another hit for him.
And trying to go and little baby cutter slider. Got too much of that plate. I just like how behind the baseball he stays. Very composed, very quiet. Not much movement. As you can see his head, it rarely moves. It just stays right on target, right how inside he stays on that pitch. He'll collect the base hit. Why not? We talked about early and often. Early and often is happening right now.
It would be I think it would be a big boost for Puerto Rico to grab a lead.
Especially in first inning with 2 outs, it's demoralizing on a team, or I would say an underdog, when they get those base hits. They feel like, I know it's just 1 run, but they feel like 2 or 3 runs.
They just haven't, as a team, hit for a bunch of power. They have had a good amount of success in these kind of at-bats as a team in their first 2 games. Javi Baez
outside
takes it outside for ball 1. To me, if Puerto Rico wants to realize its championship aspirations, they're going to need to get a lot from this hitter.
Especially in situations like this.
He's not had great at-bats in the first couple games. That one is ripped and fair into the corner, and that will score at least 1. Rivera rounding third, the relay home, and not in time. A 2-run double for Javi Baez.
Early and often, Javi. Early and often, Javi. Team Rubio, he likes it. Vargas likes it. Maldonado likes it. He's on second base, and he's saying, "Estamos aquí. We are here. We're ready to roll." It was a very gutsy play, as we can see right there with that slider. Not much happened with it. Oh, he was digging it all the way.
Rooting for it to stay fair.
Absolutely.
And it just did.
Rivera, the third base coach, was putting the stop on him, and he just went completely over that. He was running with his head down, but he felt like he could make it. Well, the instincts were there for a baseball player and a baseball runner.
You're going to run through the stop sign, you better get there.
You better make it.
And he did. So that turned out to be a good decision. The 2-out walk started it all. 2 outs, nobody on. Walk, base hit, and then the double by Baez.
Well, much needed for Puerto Rico, but much needed for Javi.
Yeah, easily his best at bat so far. Puerto Rico 11 for 21 as a team with runners in scoring position in 2+ games.
Pretty good, eh?
Wow. Inside for a ball. Eddie Rosario hit the only home run for Puerto Rico so far in last night's game, and it was extra impressive because he did it against a guy who otherwise was dominating everybody. Pablo Lopez. Baez runs the throw, and he is safe. He slid around the tag.
Who's going swimming? Javi was with that swim move. Very gutsy with 2 outs. Can't make the third out at third base. He needed to know he was going to be there 100%. Whoops!
Wow.
El Mago, the magician.
That was. He's the best tagger in the world, and now I just found out he's the best avoider of tags in the world. Runner at third, 2 down. Rosario to center field. Jock Peterson still going back over his head off the bottom of the wall. Baez is in, and it's 3-0.
Dave. Early and often, they've answered the bell. Another hit with runners in scoring position. And Rosario's that guy, the momentum swinger guy, right? Where things aren't looking so good, Rosario's there. When he needs to continue the rally, Rosario is there. Big game, Rosario is there.
Well, this looks like the team that came to life in the late innings last night. And we were wondering that because for a while it was ugly. And they did a great job of coming from behind. Now the comeback fell short, but it does almost feel like that confidence at the plate has carried over into this game.
Well, it showed identity. I think that's just as important as tying up a ball game or in a tournament like this, even winning a ball game. It shows really who you are and what you're made of. You know, these guys have been here before. Let's not get it fooled here. 2017, they were runner-ups. They've been here before. They know what it takes.
That one misses well off the inside, so it's 2-1. Colton Gordon really struggling here after getting the first 2 outs fairly quickly. Velasquez. Young player for the Cubs. Got some tools. Foul tips that one straight back. Well, you mentioned the experience from 2017. Javi Baez, a little repeat. Oh, he did it in the last World Baseball Classic.
Unbelievable. He's been doing it for a long time, though.
That is amazing. And he does. He is a special athlete. He does things that most players can't do. And sometimes they're a little crazy. But I think, why is Javi Baez so beloved around the world?
Just because of that right
by
there.
Baseball fans everywhere. It is that is the reason why. In contrast those numbers, we're talking about the clutch hitting for Puerto Rico. The Dominican Republic has really struggled in those at-bats. Now, they had a couple home runs today. They've slugged some. I don't think anybody's really overly concerned, but it is a big difference through the early games of this tournament. Still 2-2.
Boy, it just feels like they're on everything.
He was really upset last night during the game. He was unhappy with the way his at-bats were going. Not tonight. Still just the first inning. That one was hit high in the air and foul. Look out below. Pitches already for young Colton Gordon, who's a Florida native, grew up on the other side of the state in St. Pete, pitched in college at Central Florida. Drafted in 2021, so he's not been a pro for very long, and trying to find his way through this first inning. Another 2-2. Wow. Ron Culpa's not helping him out. That's a couple of close pitches. I know why he did.
Take a look here on this slider. Little backdoor slider.
Notice Ron wasn't quite as loud when he said ball on that one. I don't think the conviction was behind that call. Good at bat here, though, for Nelson Velasquez. Takes another close one and draws the walk.
It just seems like they're on everything right now. Spitting on the slider, being aggressive with the fastball. Took a couple hitters.
Ian Kinsler, who has never managed before this tournament. Of course, he's played in so many big games, in World Series games, in World Baseball Classic games. And he's got a really experienced coaching staff, but he is the manager for Israel, and he's got a dilemma here in the very first inning. His young pitcher already up to 27 pitches thrown. not out of the inning yet. Neftali Soto, right-handed hitter. Fastball for strike one.
That's a good fastball right there to a guy in Soto who likes to handle the fastball. I remember playing with him in Cincinnati Reds days. Always was a good fastball hitter. Loves to use the gaps, gap to gap, lets the ball travel.
A little bit low.
This is a big pitch right here, 1-1. I think if you're Gordon right now, you want to win this at bat. You want to finish this at bat right now with 30 pitches.
That one hit high and deep to left field. Horwitz all the way back in front of the wall to make the catch. And at long last, the inning is over. But what a start for Puerto Rico in this game tonight. The quick inning in the top of the first. The inimitable Javi Baez doing everything out there, 3-0. Well, Colton Gordon, the starter for Israel, retired the first 2 hitters. After that, it was not easy. 8 hitters come to the plate, 3 hits, 2 walks, 3 runs. Javi Baez diving all over the place. Rosario with another big hit. So here we go to inning number 2. Israel's got a lot of work to do. They came from behind yesterday, but this is a different problem.
Well, very important for De Leon to put a 0 up, and a quick one too. Kind of similar to what he did in the first.
Did not get the call there. It's a small strike zone.
Yep.
Colton Gordon found that out in the bottom of the first inning. So it's 2-0 to Danny Valencia. Been around the big leagues for a long time. Right at the knees for a called strike. Came up as a pinch hitter in the first game. He's the DH here in game 2 for Israel. Had a good cut there. I don't know if he would be playing tonight if Garrett Stubbs were fully healthy. Garrett Stubbs had the big hit of the game.
Yeah.
The young backup catcher for the Phillies, who's just a good all-around athlete, good player. But he's got a little knee soreness, so he's not in the starting lineup. We don't know if he could be available off the bench tonight. Full count 3-2. It's a loss for Israel because he had the great at bat that ended up winning the game.
Especially early in the game here, the 3-0 lead. He'll challenge him. De Leon will challenge him.
He got him to chase. That was ball 4, but Valencia couldn't lay off.
That's a situation, understanding the scoreboard, knowing a fastball would be coming with a 3-0. He's going to challenge him. Obviously, it was out of the zone right there, but he knows it.
Maybe an example of the phenomenon you and I were talking about. Valencia had to be thinking, okay, fastball's coming, and you get the pitch that you're looking for, but it's not in the best location. But because it's the right pitch, you have a hard time laying off.
Absolutely. I mean, we've all been there.
Alex Dickerson, who had some nice swings against Nicaragua yesterday. Got a lot of power. He's ahead 2-0.
De Leon's a little too quick right now. See Maldonado kind of raising his mask, giving him that stare.
Dickerson might have helped him out. 2-1. Alex Dickerson, who's still looking for a big league organization. Came up with the Padres, San Diego kid. 2-2. Fastball got right by him.
Yeah, it's got some good life on it right now. A lot of these hitters are having a tough time getting on top of it, and it's all 4 seams right now.
Way outside.
I think with Maldonado, it's kind of that feel of, hey, let's not fool around here, especially if you want to preserve your bullpen as much as possible.
3-2 is strike 3 called. So he got the pitcher friendly call that time. 2 down.
That's a little bit too close to take, in my opinion. Nice little four-seamer with a little ride. Maldonado did a good job framing that. Clearly a ball.
But again, I agree with you.
That's Maldonado.
You take that with 2 strikes, you're in danger.
Yeah. Look at Maldonado taking a look. Kind of feeling the energy, feeling the vibe.
What's Ryan Lavarnway looking for?
Let's go with a breaking ball.
That's not.
He tries to notice everything.
Look at him just staring at him, trying to feel what we like to say, like the salsa, the sauce. What type of sauce he's got right now, right? Staring at him. Is he peeking at me?
He's got the pop-up sauce. Behind shortstop for round number 3, De Leon. A little issue with his command, but he gets through it with a couple of strikeouts. Midway through 2, 3-0 Puerto Rico. All right, bottom of the 2nd here in Miami after a 3-run first inning for Puerto Rico. And you noticed a little something in that first inning.
Yeah, you know, I just felt like, especially with runners on base, that's where Puerto Rico did all their damage. But I feel like he's tipping, especially with the left side. That's his fastball. The glove is a little bit tighter to his face. And with the breaking ball, you can see a little bit of a wiggle room. There's a little bit more space. And hitters, they'll devour that. I mean, they can see everything. They'll see every little inch, and if they can get an advantage on anything like that, oh, they'll exploit it right away. It's with runners on, though. I always felt like runners on, you know, these Puerto Rican hitters, they were taking every breaking ball. They were swinging at the right pitches. They were swinging at the right fastball. Just got to get people on.
Ninth place hitter Maldonado ahead 2-0. And Gordon's got to challenge him. A fastball right on the inside.
That's a good fastball right there.
Maldonado does have power. Did not have a great year hitting, but was so trusted. He was the guy in the playoffs. He was going to catch basically every inning through the end of the World Series and ultimately helped lead that brilliant Astros pitching staff to a world championship.
Problem with Maldonado, he's very frisky. Right? He's a guy that, oh, he's not known for his hitting, and all of a sudden it could be 4-0.
Yep.
Right? He as much as we can talk about his catch, he's the guy that he'll hunt for a window, he'll hunt for a pitch, and next thing you know, it's hit 420 feet. You got to be careful with him, though.
I think it's a great formula actually for a catcher. Okay, lock down the defensive side, be a guy the pitchers love to throw to. Forget about the batting average, just have a little power, do some damage sometimes.
And I think as his career progressed, he's gotten a lot better, a little bit more consistent to knowing what he can do.
Big pitch here for Gordon. 3-2. Maldonado liner, base hit, left center field. Hit that hard, and even without great speed, no, I don't think he's going to try. He took a big turn, and he went back.
Oh man, you gotta love it. That's what we talked about Maldonado, getting on top of a high fastball. And I would like to say he's one of those frisky hitters, but if he gets a pitch he likes and he's sitting on one pitch, oh, get ready. Let the flow go, baby. Swag for days.
And it's too bad for Colton Gordon. I'm sure he was really looking forward to this, but it does appear as if his start is going to be finished. Ian Kinsler, the manager, coming out to make the pitching change. So 3 runs in the first, a base runner to start the second. The top of the order coming up. We'll be back right after this. Puerto Rico already leading this game 3-0 here tonight. Second game of the day in Miami in Pool D, the World Baseball Classic. And they've knocked the starter out, Colton Gordon. So Brandon Gold takes over, a AAA pitcher last year for the Colorado Rockies.
Yeah, the Georgia Tech, the Yellow Jacket, the ACC. Brandon Gold, though, spent the last 2 seasons at AAA in Albuquerque, as you mentioned, with a 6.76 ERA. But to say the least, a very hitter-friendly league, hitter-friendly stadium.
Yes, sometimes you just have to throw those pitching numbers out in that league, and especially in that ballpark. You pitch your home games in Albuquerque as just that could be the most hitter friendly of all.
Oh my goodness.
So Gold will take over, and a real challenge because right away he has to face the top of the order. Lindor, Kike Hernandez, Melendez, Maldonado already at first. There's a strike.
For Lindor not to try to do too much right here unless he gets a pitch up in the zone. And he's so, you know, he does so many things well, but he's so underrated on you know, always picking his spots and always trying to get the good pitch to hit.
Inside.
That one misses inside.
May have bought himself another changeup here, 2-1. Way he took that fastball right there.
Now it's 3-1. Truly one of the great shortstops in the world. 4-time All-Star. A couple of Gold Glove awards, Silver Slugger awards. This will be his 9th year coming up.
And we talk about those accolades, but what he does in the clubhouse is even more important. Same guy every day. The attitude of a winner, that's for sure.
Not close, and Israel is in trouble tonight with their pitching. Comes Kike Hernandez. Flied out his first time up. You can just feel the change in confidence for this lineup for Puerto Rico.
No question about it. I know it's 3-0 right now in the bottom of the second, but it just feels like it's 6-0. That's what happens when you're, what we talked about early and often. You get on top of a team like that, and all of a sudden you kind of put them away, right? Hey, this is where your stop. This is where you'll make your stop.
There's a strike, fastball.
You got to be really careful with Kike here. He's hunting fastballs at all times and wanting to pull. Got to make sure if you get that fastball, it's located well.
In the dirt, blocked by LaBarnway. Maybe, look, this is the 3rd day in a row for Puerto Rico getting to play. It's the time of year where especially the established big leaguers in spring training, they might play a day, take a day or 2 off, play again. And who knows, maybe just a 3rd day in a row, getting more into the baseball routine, and you see a change at the plate. A little more normal routine here. Hernandez out in front. It's 1-2.
That's a good changeup right there. But yeah, going back on these hitters, you know, it takes weeks to adjust on inches, right? And I think that's why you have spring training. That's why spring training is a little longer than what people may think. It's because it takes that much longer. You got to see a lot of pitches. You got to see over 150 pitches in spring training. A lot of these guys are seeing somewhere right now into the 40s and 50 pitch mark. They still need another 100 pitches for them to feel like they're locked in. And even then in April, you're still not locked in. You still need that game, big league game kind of timing of a bigger stadium, a bigger crowd. Everybody's playing 9 innings now. It takes time. No question about it. Now in tournaments like this, you have to ramp up everything as quickly as possible.
That one is lined hard into left field. Kike Hernandez with a hit. And the ball gets through all the way to the wall. Maldonado scores. Lindor flying around third. And he will score too. 5-0. Horwitz couldn't cut it off, and that meant Lindor was off to the races.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Try to throw that changeup all over again. And Kike was ready. He was all over it. Didn't miss it. Obviously, we see the misplay there. But Lindor was running all the way. He was running hard like he always does. You see Maldonado right there. And we see Lindor right behind him.
Still nobody out. 2 runs in this inning. Melendez takes strike 1. I like the look of this young hitter. I think he's finding his rhythm here.
Got to pick and choose. Fastball, changeup. He's got a good changeup, especially for the left-handers.
High fly ball left field. Horwitz comes in. 1 away. So much needed first out for Israel.
They're excited, aren't they?
The amazing part about last night's game is it was 9-1 Venezuela, 9-1, and Puerto Rico would get a base runner, a walk, and this place went crazy. It doesn't take anything.
What happens when you've been waiting for 6 years for your country to play here at Lone Depot Park?
It's true. Rivera inside ball 1.
Talk about gold, and hasn't really shown a breaking ball. It's just a big mix of fastballs and changeup, which for right-handers, you don't really want to be careful with those changeups. They'll run right into your barrel. For Rivera, you got to think up in the zone right now. I mean, velocity's not going to beat you. He's 89, 90 miles an hour. Got to think up, up, up. Anything low, you just let it go.
He's had good at-bats this week. That one hit into right center field. It's going to split the gap and roll all the way to the wall. Hernandez scores. Rivera makes the turn, heading for third. In there with a triple.
Make it 1 for 1. Make it 2 for 2. Talk about Puerto Rico with runners in scoring position. My goodness, they're putting on a clinic right now.
Incredible.
And it's been just an onslaught to all fields. Left center, down the line, right center. Taking their walk, swinging at the right pitches. Trying to sneak a 2-seamer right there in on his hands. He was ready for it. Boy, that's how you hit him. You're hitting that ball inside the other way. You're connected and you're in really good shape.
Now the infield comes in for Israel. Well, those numbers you're talking about. 4 for 6 tonight. Swing, ground ball, not hit hard. Backhanded at second, and the throw over to first by Geloff in time with Rivera holding at third. So not that time. Javi Baez went after the very first pitch. It's out number 2. And that's a gift. It can't be a comfortable feeling to see Javi Baez in the batter's box be playing in.
At all.
Even with that one, 4 for 7 as a team with runners in scoring position. 14 for 27.
Wow.
In this World Baseball Classic.
Impressive.
That is a wow.
Well, we talked about the history of Puerto Rico and their ability in the first rounds to score a lot of runs. Averaging 6.6 runs, the history of the World Baseball Classic. That's been Puerto Rico. In the first round, they'll ambush you and they'll score a lot of runs. So far, they've hit their mark.
Strike 1 to Eddie Rosario. Blasted a double off the bottom of the center field wall. It's a big ballpark. And he hit it a long way his first time up. Second inning, second at bat for the 6th place hitter for Puerto Rico, leading 6-0.
Healthy hack.
He saw that one big, even though it came high and tight.
A little bit surprised with the pitch calling right there, especially in that first inning. A double he hit off that fastball. A healthy hack may have bought him another change-up right here.
We'll see. 0-2.
Oh!
Tight again. Went even higher.
Wake up. Got to slow him down.
He did, and the rollover is going to kick foul. So just a foul ball. Very pro Puerto Rican crowd here for this game. Another roller on the first base side, again foul. Can you imagine? Tomorrow Puerto Rico will be off. That's Tuesday. Wednesday night, and as long as things hold true to form, what likely will be a game that will decide who moves on to the quarterfinals.
Yep.
Puerto Rico against the Dominican Republic. What the scene inside this park is going to be like.
Oh.
2-2.
I think in this situation, this at bat, just watching how he's developing right now, he's flirting with throwing too many changeups. At some point, Rosario likes to make adjustments and sit on pitches. Got to be careful if he's sitting on changeup again. They're trying to go in on him right here. Yep.
He did. Rosario turned on it, hit it foul.
Now he sped him up right now. 2-2 could be that pitch right now after speeding him up with another changeup. But Rosario knows the game plan, right? He's also got a feel, and he's taking his time right now and thinking this changeup's got to be very well executed. We're going to try to freeze him down and away.
2-2. They did exactly that. He got the low strike, and the inning is over. But 2 more runs for Puerto Rico, and we'll go to the third. It's 6-0. All right, welcome back here. Top of the third, Puerto Rico with a 6-0 lead over Israel. And we are honored to have here in the booth the global ambassador for the World Baseball Classic, recording superstar, Daddy Yankee.
How you
welcome.
doing, Dave?
I'm good.
Good, my man.
Legend, absolute legend right here.
Good to see you again.
You got to be thrilled with the way this game is going, huh?
Oh, of course, I'm enjoying the games. Yeah, for sure. But we're good having a great game.
No, we've seen you talk to a lot of the guys here in Puerto Rico, but for the Puerto Rican team. But who's the guy that you kind of lean on and have your normal regular talks with?
Javi. I got to say Javi Baez. That's my friend. And I know we spend time in Ireland together most of the time. Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about Santurce and the team, Cangrejeros.
Santurce, that's the historical local team in Puerto Rico. The biggest team in our history, and I'm co-owner of that baseball team. And that's what I'm here, supporting the guys and supporting the sport.
There's you and Javi right there yesterday, talking, hanging out.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Hey, Mason, man. We love Javi, man. We got my respect for him.
He's the man. What do you got on the hair?
Boom.
All the guys. Team Rubio.
Team Rubio, my man. It's fun. We bring the passion and that aggressiveness, in a cool way. And it's fun to watch the national team, man. Puerto Rico is bringing over that refreshing in the sport.
Have you always been a baseball fan?
I grew up playing baseball. Yes, that's why I'm involved with the sport, and that's why I'm co-owner of the Cangrejeros, my team in Puerto Rico, and I love the game. And that's part of my life. Before I became an artist, this is my first passion right here.
Now, you're co-owner of that team. Does that mean you help decide who you're going to sign, who you want to bring in as players?
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be the fun part about being an owner, right?
That's the part. Yeah, that's the fun part. And besides that, we're working to develop local talents in Ireland.
We talk about the game of baseball and how difficult it is, the grind that it takes, obviously, 7-8 months out of the year. but you just finished your La Última Vuelta.
Yeah.
And I know that's got to be a grind on your body, and you know, everywhere with the buses and the flying. How was that for you, and how much did you have doing that tour?
I mean, it was 6 months in a row, non-stop. Right now, I'm under therapy because I remember I had an accident. I had an accident on the tour, and that's the reason that I got to postpone one of the shows, and I'm closing the tour in Puerto Rico at the end of the year, probably.
All right, I got to ask you a question in Spanish. I know there's 2 hours, pero ¿qué se siente para la gente tuya en Puerto Rico? Verte aquí.
Increíble, increíble, hermano. Yo me divierto tanto con mi fanaticada, con mi gente. Me siento que estoy en Puerto Rico ahora mismo. La audiencia de Puerto Rico somos alegres, apasionados, nos gusta apoyar a nuestro equipo. Y es lo bonito que tenemos nosotros los boricuas, nuestra audiencia, que en las buenas y en las malas estamos con nuestra gente.
Oh, you know, a little translation right there. He just feels like he's at home, and he loves his people. He loves the fact that all his people here are supporting the World Baseball Classic and Team Puerto Rico, but his heart is always in that island.
Yeah, for sure. And we support our team and the goods and the bads, and you can feel the energy of the Puerto Rico audience. We're loud, and we love the game.
Yes, you are. And how about this event? Because you're the global ambassador for the World Baseball Classic. You love this event?
Oh wow, amazing, and it's a great honor. I travel the world. I travel Israel, which is a beautiful country as well, and Asia, Europe, here, and Latin America, U.S. So I know the world is beautiful to bring everybody together in one sport, and that's what the music do as well.
Now, we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but Wednesday night, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. You looking forward to that one?
Of course, you'll see me there. You know, that's the brother rivalry. You know, and we had that amazing rivalry. But it's like when you're competing with your brother. You want to beat your brother, but it's all good. It's family.
You talk about competing with your brothers and that friendly bet you have with David Ortiz, Big Papi. and if you can elaborate on that, with Mofongo, you got to cook for him if Dominican wins, or how does it work?
I mean, I don't know how it's gonna work, but I mean, he gotta do a mango for me. Probably I'll do a mofongo for him. I don't know how he's gonna do.
How do you like your mango?
Mango, I love it.
How do you like it?
I mean, por la mañana in the morning at breakfast is the best. La bandera, they call it in DR, beautiful.
Cebollita.
Yeah, cebollita for sure.
All the time.
All the time. All the time.
This was just a couple days ago. Looking good with the Baez sunglasses, the jersey.
Oh my God!
Oh, ball one though.
Ball one. That was
hey, you didn't bounce it. We're good. We're
good, right? Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
That was the ball. I mean, Javi did a great job on that one.
He's your buddy. He took care of you.
Yeah.
Strike three, swing.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, we're back here in Miami, minus our new best pal, Daddy Yankee. I should have really asked him, because I mean, am I supposed to call him Daddy?
Daddy Yankee. I mean, we talk about a legend of all legends. I remember watching the first time of the reggaetonero at his finest with Gasolina, and that had the world shook completely. I remember I just enjoyed it so much.
First pitch, or second pitch swing for Nelson Velasquez to right field. Alex Dickerson for out number one. Bottom of the third, 6-0. Puerto Rico with the lead.
Talk about Daddy Yankee. He transformed the culture. You know, we talk about culture nowadays. He transformed the culture of Latin music, reggaeton. I mean, a lot of people owe him a huge debt of thank yous for everything he has done for the Latin community in music.
It's true. He is a worldwide star. He told us 6-month tour.
Yeah,
6 months.
He gets after it, no question about it. He's involved with baseball, loves baseball, played baseball. Just class.
Co-owner of that historic team, helping to develop young talent too, which is so important in a place that has produced so many great players for our sport, the sport that we love.
That's right.
So anyway, we appreciate him coming by and chatting with us.
Oh, dream come true, I'll tell you that, on my end.
He's your guy. Strike three called.
remember, you know, all the songs. Despacito. Oh, that was a jam in 2017.
That's big.
Hey, I can teach you the lyrics now.
I might know a few of those. Now, you look at me thinking.
All right.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
Yeah, I'm probably not, you know, like as high on the list of Daddy Yankee fans maybe as you are, but I can appreciate talent. You guys got a lot of talent.
Yeah, it does.
Strike one to Martin Maldonado.
Machete.
Yeah, this is no knock against Christian Vasquez, because the catcher's not out there making the pitches, but things just are calm for Puerto Rico, for any team. When Martin Maldonado is behind the plate, it's just under control.
I guarantee you this, and no knock on Maldonado, but Christian Vasquez can catch for 29 big league teams. So he is that good. But when you talk about Maldonado and you know what he brings to the table and his pedigree, and you know both guys are world champs, both guys to their own rights, have had incredible careers. When he's up on at the plate, or when he's catching, I mean, it's just the aura, you may say.
Popped that one up back in our direction. Hard to get a foul ball.
Yeah, up here. I wouldn't think they'll throw him another changeup after that 2-1 changeup. Ooh. Very healthy hack.
You know, and I'm not as bilingual as you two are, but as you asked him that question in Spanish and he was answering you, I knew exactly what he was saying. I did.
Oh, nice.
Just because it's just easy to hear the passion for the passion of these Puerto Rican fans.
Well, I had to. I mean, he's
pop up behind first, and that will end the inning. That's our guy right there, huh?
Little G-spot.
On to the fourth. Daddy Yankees partying tonight. 6-0 Puerto Rico. Jose De Leon, the starter tonight for Puerto Rico, throwing the ball very well.
It's been fantastic, and it started with that fastball, that four-seam fastball. He's been throwing it with ease. A good changeup off of that, especially to the left-handers. But it all starts with the fastball. When you got control with the fastball, you can throw your breaking balls whenever you want, and he's been fantastic and very, very sharp. Look at the strikeouts he's had today. Obviously with the four-seam, that changeup and that slider, but you know, he's just in a groove. He's got rhythm. Early and often, you can just tell he had it going.
The best at bat for Israel was the guy who's at the plate now, Jock Peterson, led off the game with a liner into the shift that was caught. But they have not yet had a base runner.
Outside. Wouldn't be surprised to repeat that changeup again. Likes throwing him 1-1. Especially to a guy like this and Jock Peterson. You don't really want to give him any.
Hard hit ball again, but again the defense right there. So Jock's made solid contact twice and has nothing to show for it.
That's a little rollover. Throw him a little harder of a changeup at 85 miles an hour right there. On the barrel, right at somebody. You can see that changeup right there, 1-1. It's a good one. He's got good bite on it. He's got good turn on it. Yeah, he knows it.
Unhappy with the result. First pitch swing. Zach Geloff to center field. Kike, 2 down.
Stress-free.
Yeah, and look, we already know Puerto Rico has tomorrow off, so they get the reset with the bullpen, the usage, the pitching staff as a whole gets to take the day off. But it still would be beneficial if De Leon could pitch deeper into this game. Kind of set the stage for a huge game against the Dominican Republic.
Absolutely.
Matt Mervis right through a first pitch fastball.
You know, the one thing I would say with an off day, and you know, you've played so well, your hitting is hot right now, everything's going their way with runners in scoring position. Sometimes when you put a pause to that for 24 hours, it can kind of freeze you a little bit, right? It can take a little bit of a longer time. So we'll see how they respond. There's a lot of pro guys I know, you know, although it's an off day, they're going to go out there and practice. They're going to go do their thing. Sometimes an off day, I hated off days when I was going well, right? And when I was going bad, oh my goodness, I was counting down the hours for my off day. But a moment like this for Puerto Rico in a short-term tournament, those off days can be a little dicey.
Got it. Just a perfect changeup.
Oh, look at him. Walking back, striding back. He's feeling himself a little Marcus Stroman. Why not?
Beautiful night in Miami, which is such a great host for the World Baseball Classic. Israel and Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico's just look great in this game. Their fans always look great, no matter how the team's playing.
Rubio. Yeah, it's been great. It's been fantastic. The fans are going absolutely nuts. What a treat. When you talk about 6 years waiting for moments like this, just feels like a drought finally is here.
Leadoff hitter Francisco Lindor against Gold, who is still in the game for Israel on the mound. Yeah, a long wait after coming up just short in 2017. The last 2 World Baseball Classics, Puerto Rico the runner-up in both. Gold is not afraid to pitch inside. He's come in on a bunch of these hitters.
I don't necessarily think it's on purpose. I think he's just kind of getting around the baseball a little bit, a little too quick.
Got away with one there against Lindor.
That's what we talk about. You know, hitters are still in spring training. Where you get that 2-0 pitch in July, you don't miss them.
Smoke to right field. Dickerson actually did a nice job to pick it after a bounce, but that's a base hit for Lindor.
What a hitter, man.
Been a lot of loud contact tonight.
Tons of it. Let's take a look. Start off with Baez, then we go to Maldonado, then Rivera. We've had everybody 100+ miles an hour. Anytime you're hitting the ball like that and it's coming off your bat at an exit velocity with those high rates, good things are going to happen. 7 of those. The last one was 109 by Mr. Lindor. Guy who's not scared of hitting some loud líneas. Kike Hernandez. He's already got one in the book.
He does. Pickoff play. Lindor gets back.
Situation earlier in the at-bat against Gold. He really sat on that changeup. See if he flips the book on him, and if Kike can make the adjustment. Looks like they're going in on him hard.
It went in and down. Big ball off the bat of Lindor. 105.
105.
105.
Tomatoes. Over 100 is a rocket.
That counts as hard hit.
Yes.
And then some. There is a point at which, because they have, I mean, look, we have this data now for the last many years about exit velocity and how that translates into higher batting average. And the harder, no surprise, the harder you hit the ball, the higher your expected batting average is. There is a point where you start to lose. You've hit it so hard already, you don't get, it kind of plateaus off. And that might happen around 110 miles an hour, right around there, where you're already up over 800, 850 expected batting average once you hit it that hard.
Must be nice.
Oh, you had some rockets in your day. I saw a lot of them.
It's just amazing how these guys right now, where back then it was a little bit more of that old school mentality. All these hitters now, technology is kind of catching up in the offensive category. Where pitching had the technology for 3 or 4 years, and now all of a sudden these hitters are finding ways with drive line or doing weighted bats and new machines, new softer balls. You know, now I remember I used to hit off the machine and I was using real baseballs. Well, that would crush my hands. At a certain point, you had to kind of stop. Now they have these machines with softer balls. You know, you can get jammed, or you know, you can hit a ball off the end of the bat. It's not going to hurt your hands as much. You can work on your mechanics. You can work on driving baseballs. Work on velocity, speed.
That's a pop-up for Kike Hernandez, out number 1.
It's really a treat.
I think it's definitely true that the technology, the slow motion cameras, all the ways to measure stuff, initially really favored pitchers, really helped pitchers get better, faster, build velocity faster. And I do think you're right. Hitters are learning how to use that tech to enhance their games, maybe catch up a little bit.
Well, they sure have caught up.
So now MJ Melendez.
And it's still difficult. I mean, you'll never catch up. I feel like no matter what, you can take 2 steps forward, and pitchers are sprinting by the time you're taking 2 steps. So, but that's coming from a biased hitter. I'm always taking care of my hitters, right? But it always feels like the pitchers always have an advantage. Doesn't matter, you know. Remember, guys were throwing up in the zone. Well, it took a couple years for hitters to kind of adjust to that. Well, now it's up in the zone with the sweeper, or the sliders, or the changeups. Now they're not going north and south. Now they're going east and west. So it's always an adjustment period, and it takes a little bit of time. And the good ones, the good hitters, tend to adjust quicker than, I would say, the average major leaguer.
Never been a harder time to hit than right now.
Absolutely.
In the history of the game. And we still have great hitters. By the way, our research staff got to work right away. In the StatCast era, now your career kind of bridged the pre-StatCast era and the StatCast era, but in the StatCast era, your hardest hit ball was 112 miles an hour, a home run you hit with Cleveland. That one got a piece of the catcher, and Golf was checking on him.
You talk about these, you know, we talk about technology with the hitters and the pitchers, but how about the technology on Lamarway's mask? It's got those shock absorbers, which nowadays we see these foul balls getting hit in catchers' faces, and you know, it can jar you a little bit. Technology has taken another step into the catching department, the equipment department for catchers.
112. Did you think you hit one harder than that sometime? That's what the data says.
You know, this is the problem. All right, this is the problem. You hit a home run, and then somebody asks you, did you get all of it? You always say you never got all of it.
There's more in there.
Always more. So you know, I also came up in the dinosaur era, so they didn't have StatCast, so. You know, a little bit of an older feel to it.
Maybe your hardest hit ball happened back then.
That's what I'm saying, during the dinosaur era. So for me, it's a little different.
Probably hit one 120.
Maybe.
A couple of them.
Why not? You know, it's like going fishing. The fish story always the fish gets bigger and bigger as we say the story.
Lindor runs, swung on and missed, throw, and he doesn't even slide. Then the ball gets through. Lindor is going to go all the way to third, and finally stops there. Even then, he was thinking about breaking for the plate.
That's a stolen base right there off the pitcher. Changeup took forever to get to home plate. Dodgers read that off. What an athlete. I mean, being able to stop on a dime like that as he was trying to go head first slide. Stopping and going just tells you the ability of a runner that he is.
But the strikeout, so now 2 down. It'll be up to Rivera to come through. Takes off the inside, another pitch in.
112. Man, you know, that's pretty good.
It's legit.
It's legit. I'll take it. You know, I'll take it.
The problem for the young players today is you can say, hey, my hardest hit ball came before they measured that kind of stuff. Players today, every single thing gets measured.
Absolutely.
That time is over.
Well, it helped me in my career. You know, using StatCast, using Fangraphs, Series is a huge part of my adjustment period in my career in 2016 to 2017, where I fixed a lot of my launch angles. I fixed a lot of my exit velocities.
A great baseball writer who was kind of on the cusp of looking into that data, figuring out how players could use it.
I remember having vivid talks with him about how can I get better. And
Rivera, a liner to third. A little exit velocity on that one. Nedlinger had to hang on for dear life. So we go to the fifth. It's 6-0. Puerto Rico. We go to the fifth inning. No hits, and for Israel, no base runners through 4 innings. What a dominant performance for Jose De Leon. Now, you put together his appearance in the last World Baseball Classic. I know that was 6 years ago, but still, on a big stage, pressure moments. Yeah. That's 6 2/3 innings, 3 hits, no runs. He's thrived here.
It's been a dandy. It's been fantastic to watch. Stress-free.
Ball 1-2, Danny Valencia. We'll see if Israel can maybe at least get De Leon out of the windup, get him in the stretch, change something.
Inside, 2-0.
Problem for Israel is they came from behind yesterday, got their first win in their first World Baseball Classic game this time around. But they were only down 1-0. Hard hit ground ball to third. Rivera throws him out.
The thing is, the beauty of him is, even when he falls behind, he's challenging guys, and you can tell still the fastball's got life because they're not really squaring it up. And that tells you a lot right there of what type of stuff he's got today, where he kind of babied those 2 sliders, fell down 2-0, and just challenged them, and not much you can do right there with that fastball.
It's exactly the right way to pitch too. You get a 6-run lead.
Go after him.
Alex Dickerson takes a strike.
That's a good changeup right there.
And you made the point earlier in this tournament that the aggressive strike throwing approach really pays off in this format.
Yep.
Where you have the pitch count limits, where you have a roster full of pitchers who are still trying to build up in the month of March. It just helps everybody. You help yourself, you help your teammates.
Especially with an off day coming up.
High fastball, and he struck him out. Man,
I think this is the best we've seen in this tournament so far. I mean, I know it's been a dandy right now, but he's got full control, and I know Lopez and Sandy and Luis Garcia from Venezuela, they've pitched very well in this tournament, but watching De Leon right now, I mean, it's as good as it gets.
And the early offense, 3 in the first, 3 in the second for Puerto Rico, more than enough right now. Lavarnway swings at the first pitch, down the right field line, long run, and he'll get there. Velasquez with the catch. That's a 7-pitch inning. Jose De Leon, man, what a performance tonight. He may not be done. We've had some really cool stories in the World Baseball Classic already, but in Arizona today, one of the best, I think. The first World Baseball Classic win for Great Britain. And they did it against Colombia, a team with an established baseball history, a lot of talent on that roster. Very impressive, an historic win for Great Britain.
And they won 7-5 that game, but that win was so important also for the U.S. team. Is that correct?
It did help Team USA. Now, that doesn't mean that the U.S. is absolutely going to go into the next round, because they've already lost to Mexico.
Right. But they got to outwin.
It does sort of clarify things. If the United States team just wins out now, they should be fine. Should be fine. Baez, the hitter here for Puerto Rico. They got the young kid Harry Ford, who's a prospect for the Mariners. He's just 20 years old. People are already calling him like, there's your face of baseball in Great Britain.
Catcher, backstop.
MLB
prospect.
MLB's going back over to London again this summer for another series of games. Hey, a day like today can help spark some extra interest. See where it goes. Baez, liner, left field, base hit. Now, Javi Baez has his second hit.
He's going.
And he's going to try for second. The throw, the tag, too late.
Did not need the swim move there, but why not? Why not? Running hard out of the box. Gets a breaking ball, stays through it. I just love seeing him run. I know that was a beautiful swing, but seeing him run, smelling that base hit. Look at him, he's smelling it. He takes a peek. Oh, he's going. Wow. Wow. I mean, talk about Horwitz. He did everything perfect right there. Baez did it a little better.
Yeah. Javi Baez, big night for him. One thing about Javi, his hot streaks are about as hot as anybody's.
You are 100%. Look at that smile. Oh yeah, he's going. Messing around with first base coach, one of the Molina brothers.
Jose. Fifth extra base hit for Puerto Rico tonight. 8 hits total.
Dang, I don't know. I don't know what to do anymore. What do you want me to do? There's Yachty.
Jose and Yachty in their own way, great players. Neither could run like Javi Baez.
Oh no.
Javi's like, I'll decide how far and fast I can run.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rosario trying to add to this lead. Change up misses for a ball.
He just looks dangerous.
He does.
There's an aura in him at the plate.
He kind of looks angry. I think he looks like he's an angry hitter in a good way.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
I'm saying that as a compliment.
Yeah. He just looks hitterish. You know, there's guys that really feel their place at the box, and then there's guys that just own their place at the box.
He's behind 1-2. On the ground to first. That'll be the first out here in the 5th. On the play, Baez goes to third. That Pool C we were talking about, Great Britain's historic win. Mexico with their, I mean, I think it's fair to say they thrashed USA last night.
Yeah.
So that's turning into a wild pool of teams.
Did we expect that? I mean, you know, I know U.S. has Canada tonight, but that's a challenge in itself. That's kind of another trap game. You got to be very careful with Canada.
The Canadian team scored 18 runs yesterday.
Yes.
Freddie Freeman in the middle of the lineup, some other good hitters. And a whole lot more pressure today on Team USA than yesterday after what happened. 63 pitches here for Gold, so he's hung in there for a while. This is almost certainly now going to be his final hitter. They have the infield in plus the shift on for Nelson Velasquez. Trying to have a chance on a ball on the ground for a play at the plate. 1-2.
A lot of times we see those shifts, and two things come to mind. They're either going to pound you in with 2 seamers, or they're going to make you come off the end of the bat with sliders. More than that, they're not going to really, if they show you a fastball away, it's just for show. They don't really want to strike you out with it. They want to come in and throw you sliders off of it.
Fastball high.
See those shifts a lot of the times. You tend to have a plan. Look at the scoreboard, 6-0. He needs to strike out here with 1 out, or he needs something on the ground to be hit to the shift. That's how you kind of, as a hitter, realize, okay, this is how they're going to attack me here.
2-2 is low. Now you have those pitch limit rules, and he's now gone over 65, but you are allowed to finish the hitter that you're facing. So
Joey Wagman coming up for Team Israel.
He can finish off this batter, and then he'll have to come out of the game by rule. Those pitch limits go up as the tournament moves on. But in the first round, 65 is the number. Got him with a changeup. So his final pitch was a good one, and a strikeout to end his night. Pitching change for Ian Kinsler, and Team Israel 6-0. Puerto Rico leads. Great Britain was a great story. We had an amazing story, you and I, earlier this afternoon. This young 21-year-old right-hander, Duque Ebert, for Nicaragua, who had never pitched outside of Nicaragua professionally, has never been a part of affiliated professional baseball, and he had this unbelievable outing today. He faced Soto, Rodriguez, Machado, and then Devers. He struck out 3, didn't give up a run, took pictures after the game, had the ball, hugs and high fives in the dugout. And then what happened like an hour after the game? Truly, this is a true story. There was a Tiger scout here named Luis Molina, and he found Duque and signed him to a professional contract. He is now a part of the Tigers organization. Can you imagine?
What a story.
A life-changing day for a kid who looks like he's about 15 years old.
And that smile, I mean, he was hugging, and obviously all his teammates were super excited for him, but taking pictures in the dugout afterwards, and everybody was just telling him, do you know what you just did?
He had never pitched in the World Baseball Classic. He had only pitched as a professional in his home country in the Nicaraguan Winter League. He was the Rookie of the Year there this last season. And today he struck out Juan Soto.
Wow.
He struck out Julio Rodriguez. He struck out Rafael Devers and signed his first professional contract in America.
World Baseball Classics.
That's it.
That's it right there. I mean, if you know, you can get excited about the fans, you can get excited about the tournament itself, but there's a chance where there's still teams taking a look at you and scouting and giving a guy an opportunity in moments like this. A dream come true.
Joey Wagman comes in to pitch, and immediately the pinch hitter Vimael Machin is issued an intentional walk. So Israel just desperately down 6-0, and they haven't had a base runner on offense, trying to hold the line here. So they like the matchup better with the 9th place hitter Maldonado.
Yeah, Joey Wagman's second World Baseball Classic appearance, to making one appearance in the 2017 World Baseball Classic. Team Israel against the Netherlands. 1 inning pitch, 1 hit, 1 run.
So 2 down, 2 on. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Maldonado takes a strike.
Good slider right there.
The World Baseball Classic. Showcase the great stars of the game. Let them play for their home country, the passion of the fans, and grow the game around the world. That's what it's supposed to be about.
Then you get stories like Duque.
Exactly. And Team Great Britain with their first win in their World Baseball Classic journey.
Wow.
I mean, that's just a great,
remarkable
day for the sport. One pitch in the dirt. The Great Britain manager today, Drew Spencer, after the game said this. I know we have 2 outs, but I'll try to get it in. This is the beginning of chapter 2 for Great Britain baseball and British baseball in general. And I think there will be people who can use this moment as inspiration to come out and play the game and to believe that someone with this name on the front of their chest can be successful.
Wow. Not much more to say after that.
Anyway, cool day.
Cool. That's pretty cool right there.
In this event. And you got to meet Daddy Yankee. Well, you met him before, but you get to hang with him.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's been a good day.
That was a highlight for you.
Oh, yeah.
2-2. Bounce that one.
Stop right there.
Really good block. Ryan Lavardway, who in a lot of ways he's kind of become the face of Israel baseball on the national level. He's been a star in the Olympics, was a great player for them in the World Baseball Classic in 2017 when they won 4 games, were the surprise team of that tournament. I think that has sort of catapulted them, that performance 6 years ago, to where they are now.
Well, he's about to see another slider in Maldonado.
And he took it for a ball. So after the intentional walk, that is a mistake for Wagman. Now you got the bases loaded and you got to face Francisco Lindor.
Yeah.
He was counting on Maldonado chasing and he just wouldn't do it.
Not a hard thrower so far. What we've seen from Wagman. A lot of cutters and curveballs. If you're Lindor right now, you just want to get a strike. Get a strike, you go on. Because the guy they wanted to get out was Maldonado, and he ended up walking. So you want to make sure you get a good pitch to hit right here. I mean, there's no problem ambushing somebody, but if you don't have that much history on, you can time him up and take this at bat a little deeper.
Strike one.
Borderline cutter right there. So you saw the first one. All right, now you can go off of that. You know you're going to see a lot of cutters. That's his main pitch. His secondary is more of that curveball. So you time it up. How you hit that timer on the cutter is it's got to start in a window for you to go on.
That's out.
0-2.
That one right there. Still a good cutter, but kind of started a little bit more on the reach so he can extend his arms a little bit more. And kind of sped him up a little bit. You can see that chase curveball, or you can just live and die with your best stuff, that cutter in.
Lindor, high drive, right center field. Peterson tracking, it is off the wall, and Jock Peterson collides with the wall. That's going to clear the bases. 2 are in, 3 are in, all the way to third. Lindor, a bases clearing triple.
El Capitán, the leader. Look at him go, look at him enjoy it.
Thankfully, Jock Peterson looks to be okay. I think you kind of sniffed that one out. You saw that coming.
Yeah, we were wondering, is he going to triple up on that cutter? The at-bat took a little longer. He was trying to time him up. Sure enough, he got that hanging curveball. Lindor's just too much of a pro, man. That was a hanging curveball. Didn't try to do too much. Look how tight and extended he gets afterwards. He knows it. His extra bases. Luckily, Jock Peterson's okay, but once that ball hit the wall, everybody was running wild.
Lavardway throws behind Lindor, and he picked him off.
Oh.
Wow. We forgive you. That's what his teammates say.
Love it.
After the bases clearing triple, it's now 9-0 Puerto Rico. Well, the offense for Puerto Rico has been outstanding, but the headliner, I think, is this guy, Jose De Leon. The longest perfect game bid by any team in World Baseball Classic history is right here, right now. 5 perfect innings tonight for De Leon. He's still in the game, pitching into the 6th, which is hard to do with the pitch limits in the first round games. He misses outside ball 1.
The way he's pitched, he's got a lot of wiggle room. 10 more pitches to go, but yeah, it's been stress-free. It's been effortless. He's made some really quality pitches when he's needed to. But it all starts with the fastball, Dave. Anytime you can locate your fastball, everything else falls into place.
This is high there. Puerto Rico has shifted around its defense. Javi Baez has come out of the game. They already used a pinch hitter for Neftali Soto. Kike Hernandez has moved from the outfield to the infield. So you got Kike at second. Lindor stays in the game, at least for now. Velasquez in center. Henry Ramos has taken over in right field. And Vimael Machin is now at first base. Spencer Horwitz had a huge hit for Israel yesterday, coming from behind against Jonathan Loaizaga. And this counts as a good at bat by the standards of tonight. He's got the count full 3-2.
There we go.
Velasquez in center, Ramos in right, Hernandez at second, Machin at first. Strike three called. Another strikeout for De Leon. He's got 9 of those.
That's a little forced seam, surprise cut, comebacker. Maldonado knows it. Little frame drop right there. Horwitz definitely knew it.
So approaching that pitch limit. We'll see if he can get through Ty Kelly quickly and maybe have a chance to finish off this 6th inning.
No, I know this sounds crazy, but I would just, after 2 outs, take him out. Let this crowd give him the ovation that he needs.
That sounds crazy to me.
I know, but you know. Let him finish. That sounds crazy to me. I would just love to see the crowd reaction. You know, that's just coming from a. This is the fan now talking, not the player.
Foul ball. So now 63 pitches. If he wants a chance to have one more hitter, he's got to get Ty Kelly on this one. Has to be on this pitch. 65 or above, you can finish the at bat.
Correct.
If you get to 65 mid at bat. 1-2. Got it. All right, you were right.
I can't wait to see this ovation right here.
This is going to be a good one.
He's earned it.
What a performance.
Keep the ball. I'm telling you, you keep that ball now.
Jose De Leon never gave up a base runner. Pitching change. Puerto Rico in control, 9-0. An all-time great World Baseball Classic performance tonight from Jose De Leon. The deepest perfect game in the history of this tournament. He is a proud young man. 64 pitches, 5 2/3, 10 strikeouts against a team from Israel that has some good accomplished hitters in the lineup. A lot of them. Noah Mendlinger will face the new pitcher. And that's Yaxel Rios. We saw him a couple days ago throwing the ball well. Very hard throwing right-hander.
Yeah, spent last season in AAA with the White Sox. Went 4-3 with a 4.91 ERA. 33 innings pitched, though, 38 punchies. This is a guy who's got a lot of velocity, like we're seeing right there, 97 to 100.
Jose De Leon, with the pitch limits, it's so hard to go deep into a game in these first-round games. He matches Jeff Barto, a pitcher from the Czech Republic, deepest start for anybody in this World Baseball Classic so far. But combine that with the fact that he had 10 strikeouts and never allowed anybody to reach first base. You're looking at one of the great performances in the history of this event.
I mean, you can tell he was on a mission from pitch one. As soon as he was on, you can just tell, oh boy, this is going to be a long night. Team Israel. My goodness.
98 and then 88 to totally flummox Medlinger. Another strikeout for the Puerto Rican pitchers. Jose De Leon's night tonight in Miami. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of World Baseball Classic Inc. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent. From Miami, we got quite a story here. A perfect game being pitched by Puerto Rico. 9-0 they lead. And a curveball sends Kike Hernandez jumping back out of the way for ball one, bottom 6. Puerto Rico, if they could get a run across here, would have a chance to end this game early. Kike's got 1 hit, an extra base hit, a double, a run batted in, and a run scored. 2-0.
Heads up.
Joey Wagman, the 3rd pitcher of the game. You have to lead by 15 to terminate a game early after 5. But after 7 innings, if you lead by 10, game over. It's 9-0 right now.
Oh!
2-1.
Friendly.
Very.
9-0 friendly. He's a veteran back there.
Dropped by LaVarnway. It was outside anyway. 3-1.
Moments like this, you wonder if Team Puerto Rico know that, right?
I'm sure the coaches know, what the players know and are talking about it. That might be a little different, but you're right. I mean, and they have an off day tomorrow, so it's not urgent, but I think every team welcomes, hey, you end the game a couple innings early, you save some pitches from that staff.
That's the key right there. Being able to save some pitches. I would still like to see Edwin Diaz. I think he still needs work. He hasn't pitched all tournament. I would like to see him get at least some work in.
Huh. You want to see that, huh? So does Yadier Molina, maybe.
Yeah. I think it's crucial for him. I mean, especially a relief pitcher. You go 3 days without pitching. You know, there's so much side work you can do. There's so many bullpens you can do, but real game action is totally different.
Well, you figure they need him against the Dominican Republic on Wednesday night. Strike 2 to Melendez.
That's a good cutter right there.
Because it's lining up to be a game to move on. Essentially an elimination game. Foul. So Edwin Diaz, I mean, by the numbers last year, he was the most dominant relief pitcher in the big leagues. He's an incredible weapon for Puerto Rico, and you're going to use him in a game like that.
He was automatic.
Automatic.
Oh my.
So I think you're right. Getting him a little work here tonight, and then the off day tomorrow, that could be really important.
Former teammate of mine in Seattle. He was great teammate, hard worker, pulls for his guys, just an absolute gamer. Got better and better every year.
How close was he then to this version of Edwin Diaz?
A little bit more. It was wild, a little wild, but you know, he certainly has turned it around. But you can just see it. You can just see the action. You can see how every year he got better. His slider got better, his velocity got better, the command got better. Started with fastball command, and then the next year was the slider command. So then he had fastball and slider command, and then it was just a matter of him putting it together. And my goodness, you know what I like most about him too? His first year in New York, it didn't go maybe as some people would have hoped.
Smash up the middle. Base hit for Melendez. Kike Hernandez goes to second, stops there.
Linea, pitch and duck. finish my point, though.
After we show you this highlight from the 2006 World Baseball Classic, Chiron Martis pitching for the Netherlands, young pitcher, facing Panama. It was a 7-inning game, and it's the only no-hitter still in the history of the World Baseball Classic. And we have a chance for one here tonight, not only because Israel doesn't have a hit yet, but because now Puerto Rico is threatening 9-0. They could be 3 outs away from ending this game if they can get another run across.
To finish my point on Edwin, though, when it started with New York his first year, people didn't like how he kind of went about it his first year, but his second year, though, he's been electric. He answered the bell.
Did not let the pressure of that town and all the attention on him and the lack of success did not let that get to him.
Oh no, if you get to know Edwin, you know he's a man of all men. He'll stand up, he'll answer the bell and fight. Calm, cool, and collected.
Outside.
1 ball, 1 strike to count to Emmanuel Rivera, who continues to throw out good at bats for Puerto Rico.
It's a situation, right? Pick your poison. Try to come in on him. He's shown that he can take that ball inside the other way, as we saw that triple. The breaking ball is kind of the pitch, but don't hang it.
On the ground, and that could be 2. There's 1. Geloff to first, got him double play.
Yeah.
So on that play, Hernandez goes to third, but that's 2 outs on 1 pitch.
Made a good pitch right there with that breaking ball. A little bit off the end of the bat.
First at bat of the night here in Baez's spot. Henry Ramos came in for defense. They shuffled some things around, came into Baez's spot. So Henry Ramos off the bench. There's a chance to get that 10th run across here with a base hit.
Good take right there, especially coming off the bench. It's tough.
Last year in the KBO.
We see that shift right there. Pound him in.
He's been around a while. Henry Ramos ahead now, 2 balls, no strikes. 30 years old.
His brother's a professional soccer player.
He's got one brother who's a soccer player. He's got a younger brother who's been a big prospect in the Giants organization. Curveball for a strike. So a very athletic family. And he's signed back in the United States with the Cincinnati Reds in the offseason. So going to get another crack to get back to the big leagues.
Yeah.
He hits that one to right field. Alex Dickerson onto the warning track to make the catch. Oh, so close for Ramos, but no runs for Puerto Rico. Still a 9-run lead. We go to the 7th. We're back in Miami. Second game of the night. Day 3 in Pool D. Puerto Rico firmly in control of this game against Israel. In fact, Israel still has not had a base runner. Oh, and now they bring in Edwin Diaz.
How about these numbers?
You're trying to get your first base runner against this guy. Some of the most unbelievable single season numbers in the history of the game.
Let's just talk about the strikeouts to walk ratio. Wish they could put that back up. I mean, it is unbelievable. Talk about the Diaz
put it back
brothers. Talk about the Diaz brothers, huh? Thanksgiving, how's that for you? You know, I had a good year for a rookie year. Oh, well, yeah. I had a better year. My goodness.
Just incredible.
Oh,
118 strikeouts,
18 walks,
62 innings, 18 walks.
That for me is The 118 to 18, because that's always been the knock on Edwin Diaz, is the ability to maybe get a little erratic. Earlier on with the Seattle days, that's who he was, because it was 4 before 3. 4 balls before 3 strikes. But boy, oh boy, he's really 35 appearances, 32 saves. I mean, wow, 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 wow.
The other changes, Diaz in the game to pitch. Jonesri Farkas is now the center fielder. That sends Velasquez back to right field. Kike Hernandez has moved over to shortstop.
That's a slider at 91 miles an hour right there. Edwin looks sharp. Likes to throw that sweeper off of it. Likes to go up the ladder. See a fastball here.
0-2, 100 miles an hour, strike 3. Every strikeout for Edwin Diaz via StatCast from last year. You have Purim in there. 30 of them on the fastball. 88 strikeouts for a reliever with 1 pitch, the slider, last year.
That was a fastball right there. #1 in the World Baseball Classic in 2023.
Hard slider down and into Matt Mervis for ball 1. And just to keep us on our toes, that we showed you all the changes. The second baseman for Puerto Rico is the other Edwin Diaz. But that's not his brother, Alexis Diaz, who's still in the bullpen.
Correct.
There's 2 Diaz brothers on this team, and there's 2 Edwin Diaz's on this team.
Wow.
But those aren't the 2 brothers. Got it?
I got it.
99. It's 1-2.
And there's no fooling around here. Just give him your best stuff. Mano, mano. Here you go, kid. Let's see if you can hit it. Here's 100.
1-2. He did hit it softly to second. And the other Edwin Diaz catches it out of the air. Still perfect. Puerto Rico on the mound. 7th inning stretch time. Great city, and what a night for Team Puerto Rico. They have not allowed a base runner against Israel on the mound, and when they've been out there on defense, and now a chance to walk it off with a run. They lead 9-0. Vargas leading off, ground ball to short. Ty Kelly got it. Very close. Vargas is really fast.
He's getting down that line pretty good. I think he was a hair late. You got to give it up.
Yep. Got the call right.
Want to keep that ball. Daniel Fetterman, Pembroke Pines, Florida, kid from South Florida.
Yeah.
guy, University of Miami, a Hurricane.
Pitching here in his hometown in the World Baseball Classic.
It's got to be a treat for him.
Strike 1 to Nelson Velasquez. Missed with his breaking ball. It's 1-1.
He was named freshman All-American at the University of Miami in 2018. Went 2-2-5, 60 innings.
Fair ball along the third base line, and a good long throw. That's Mendlinger. Throws him out. 2 down. So do you have like the secret handshake, the U secret handshake or whatever?
No, I mean, I went to UM in 2008, and I was a dinosaur.
It's a brotherhood, though, right? For life.
For life, no question about it. A Miami guy will always be a Miami guy, no matter where you're at. You can be on the other side of the world, and I know you went to the University of Miami, and somehow, some way, we're gonna have friends in common, and we're going out to dinner. That's the Miami crew for you.
That's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
Be my own machine.
Doesn't matter if you went to Miami in 1985 or in 2023. That's a good fastball right there. I like his demeanor on the mound too. Works quick.
You know, it is interesting. We're getting ready for the new pitch clock rules in big league baseball, but almost all the young guys who have experienced those clock rules in the minor leagues, almost all of them are really fast workers.
They're just nature. That's a good point right there. I mean, most of the guys that we're seeing in the minor leagues play here at the World Baseball Classic, there's a tempo, and it looks like it's just worked to their advantage. I mean, it's rip it and rip it. Give me the next pitch. I love what Fetterman's doing right now. He's still got the old Miami glove too with the orange labels on him.
Maybe he broke it out special, pitching in his hometown, and he pitched a really good inning. He's pumped up about that.
What a moment! What a moment! Gotta love it. South Florida, Miami here. A hurricane, always a hurricane.
Well, you and I, Yonder Alonso, Dave Fleming, will be back here tomorrow. Our next game from Miami, Nicaragua, and Venezuela at noon Eastern time in Pool D. Second to last day of Pool D play. After tonight, we're more than halfway finished with the games in this pool. We won't be at the beach. We'll be at the ballpark.
That's all right. Love to be here with this, right? Look at this place.
Dwayne Underwood Jr. takes over. Member of the Pirates organization. A solid year last year. Pitched a scoreless inning against Nicaragua in the first game for Puerto Rico.
Who was primarily four-seam changeup. Kind of cut down his barrel rate in half. Started using more of that cutter, that curveball in 2022.
And there's a little more pressure than a normal 9-0 game would carry because his teammates have not allowed a base runner. So he wants to keep that going. Strike one to Danny Valencia. Ball
that
two.
Cutter. It's that cutter we talk about right there. What's changed him. It's made him pretty special. That cutter, man, and I think that's kind of that new wave now. A lot of that sweeper slider, that cutter action type of pitch. A lot of times it was that four-seam up with that changeup or that curveball down. Now they've created that cutter.
Ground ball. Rivera cuts in front of the shortstop and throws him out.
See that cutter once again off the end of the bat for Valencia with a broken one.
22 hitters in a row retired by Puerto Rican pitchers tonight. Alex Dickerson 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts.
Ouch. I mean, it's late. It's sharp. Not fun. The problem with that now is you can go different windows. You can go cutter in, change up off of it, two-seamer off of it, backdoor cutter. In so many windows you can go with. You got that velocity. Little Mariano Rivera-esque windup. It's smooth, it's simple, it's explosive.
That's the guy who did most of the work on the mound tonight. Jose De Leon, 5 2/3, perfect innings with 10 strikeouts. His 10 strikeouts, by the way, matches the all-time single-game World Baseball Classic record. Ubaldo Jimenez had 10 strikeouts in a game.
That's what I love about baseball. How pro Maldonado is. 9-0 game, top of the 8th, buried down on a 1-2. Once the slider. Tells Underwood, hey, I want this down. You got to trust me. I'm going to block it for you. Let's try it again.
Almost hit him.
That's that life.
Yeah. It's a good thing you get that much movement, but there are times where it can be hard to corral that.
What a good problem to have.
Too much movement. to first. 2 outs. Machin took it himself.
Well, let's take a look at De Leon tonight, and he was very exceptional. I understand that curveball slider combo he was working with, but I think for me it started with that fastball. To control the fastball early on, set up the changeup, set up the curveball, set up the cutter. He was special, and all of Puerto Rico, the island of Puerto Rico, knows how special he was. They were thrilled and proud. As we see his strikeouts, his 10 strikeouts, that changeup, that sinker, that curveball off of it. Him and Maldonado really synced up early on, and boy, it was a beauty to watch.
First pitch swing, Ryan Lavarnway, a pop-up on the infield. Machin makes the call and the catch. 8 perfect innings on the mound for Puerto Rico tonight. We go to the last half, 9-0. They're still here, hoping for some history in the World Baseball Classic. Fans young and old from Puerto Rico. What a night. And a chance once again to walk it off, which is weird when you're up by 9 runs. Jack Weinberger will take over on the mound for Israel. He is the 5th pitcher of the game for Ian Kinsler's team. Early on, Puerto Rico explosive offensively. Since then, the relievers have mostly done a pretty solid job.
Yeah.
But it just hasn't mattered because Israel's offense has not had a base runner tonight through 8 innings.
Unreal.
And Martin Maldonado, who has caught 2 combined no-hitters in his big league career, including one last summer with the Astros, could be a part of something even tougher to accomplish. Ball 1 to Maldonado.
Talk about Jack Weinberger. He was added to the roster on February 27th. About getting that call. Hey, you want to come hang out at the World Baseball Classic in South Florida? Yeah, why not?
We weren't on the call, but we can imagine what his answer was.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, I would like to.
Let's go. Tell me when and where.
Inside corner.
It's a good pitch right there. Swinging at the knees. Funky delivery, little 3/4 action. You're going to have a lot of movement, especially for the right-handers with that 2-seamer. And a little slider spin off of it after that. Just like that.
Tough night for Israel. They'll have their hands full again tomorrow night. It'll be Israel and the Dominican Republic, the 2nd game tomorrow here in Miami. Full count.
You know this place, man. It's a 9-0 game, but nobody's left their seat.
I know.
Everybody's enjoying their time.
Well, the Puerto Rican team gets tomorrow off. They don't play tomorrow. Do the fans sort of take the day off themselves, rest up, get ready for Wednesday night? Maldonado takes the walk.
I have a feeling Wednesday night's gonna feel like definitely a World Series Game 7 type of game.
I believe that is true. You will not want to miss our game on Wednesday night. I mean, unless something crazy happens tomorrow.
And I think it does. You know, for us, I think we're looking, you know, so ahead of it, kind of seeing the schedule and the way it's turning out to be. But how can you not, right? It's not fair, but to the other teams. But how can you just not do that?
And I give this Puerto Rico team some credit tonight for not looking ahead. I thought that was you called it a trap game. I thought that was the right term. Like, there was a chance that already circling that game on Wednesday against the Dominican would cause him to take some focus away from tonight. That has obviously not happened. Edwin Diaz.
Ouch.
Yeah. Tough way to get to first base. But now the game-ending run is in scoring position.
Look at Ian Kinsler. Not much you can do on the bench right there.
No.
Been a tough night.
Kike Hernandez. Base hit doesn't automatically end the game because you got Maldonado as the runner at second base, but a run ends the game, and that would finish off a perfect game.
That's right.
You could have an 8th inning walk-off perfect game here tonight if Puerto Rico can get a run across.
I think the fans are feeling it. I think they know what's happening.
We had this scenario in the 6th inning, 2 on, nobody out, and a double play cost Puerto Rico the chance to end it there. Another opportunity now. Ball 1. You are right. The fans, everybody is still here.
All the fans, at least on the Puerto Rican side, their dugout, they're all standing up. They're all kind of feeling the moment, understanding the moment as well.
Yeah, they know. The party which has been going on in the stands is about to explode again. That one is lined into left field, base hit. Maldonado, and they're going to send him. Here comes the throw. It's cut off. The relay is late, and the game is over.
Now they knew.
A walk-off, perfect game, World Baseball Classic win.
How cool is that?
The first one in the history of the World Baseball Classic tonight.
How cool is that? From start to finish, from pitching, from defense, from hitting, they came to play. Team Puerto Rico showing off not only to the fans here at Lone Depot Park, but to the world. They got a lot of fight in this tournament.
Tough night last night. You lose to one of your rival countries, Venezuela. You come back tonight against a solid team and just utterly dominate. And Jose De Leon was the star. Kike Hernandez found a way to end it. Martin Maldonado was digging deep.
Oh, he was digging. You got to dig. He's watching. Oh, yeah. Perfect game.
He's still got that ball. He's got a pen.
You earned it.
And he's got a smile that might not go away for a long time.
How cool is that?
Is he signing, inscribing that ball? A souvenir forever in Puerto Rico.
A moment that he'll never forget.
24 hitters, 24 outs, 12 strikeouts. De Leon, Yaxel Rios, Edwin Diaz, and then Dwayne Underwood. They combined for the first perfect game in World Baseball Classic history.
Oh, what a smile, what a moment. Team Puerto Rico. This is unbelievable. Ten runs, 12 hits. One day at a time, but could have been a trap game. It's not. I think moving forward now, they can kind of see the light. They can get ready. An off day tomorrow. I would say no practice after doing that. They don't need practice. Practice. It's just practice. Get ready for Wednesday. It's going to be a showdown.
Yeah, it kind of sets up perfectly now. After last night, the bounce back today, the off day tomorrow, set up your pitching, get everything lined up for what could be an all-time classic. So Pool D We're coming into focus. History tonight, a perfect game for the first time in this tournament's history. Tomorrow we got more baseball for you, 12 Eastern, Nicaragua and Venezuela. For Yonder Alonso, for our whole crew, for Daddy Yankee, Dave Fleming saying goodnight from Miami. Thanks for watching this presentation of the World Baseball Classic.